What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Chris here, Macy Collectibles, coming at you Wednesday morning here. I got a couple corrections before we get into things. In yesterday's video, I had mentioned that there was going to be 3 H2 box group break coming up for Select on Sunday. I got that all messed up. So the break is going to be a 3 H2 box group break, a pick your fighter, and the auctions are going to go up and begin on a 3-day auction tomorrow, which is Thursday, and that will have them ending on Sunday. So the auctions for the Pick Your Fighter 3H2 box group break will be ending, go up on Thursday, end on Sunday. The group break is going to be Monday night. We were going to do trivia Monday night. We're going to push that back to probably Tuesday. I'll get back with you on that. But the group break is for sure going to be on Monday night. Auctions in on Sunday. Break is on Monday. Any questions, you can just email macecollectibles@gmail.com. All right, folks, let's dive right into it. We got to talk about this Fanatics news. It seems like it wasn't but just a few short weeks ago, we were mourning the end of Topps and celebrating the beginning of Panini. And now it seems we find ourselves right back here in the same situation. As of 2026, Panini and Topps will no longer be producing licensed sports cards. And I'm not talking UFC cards, I'm talking all cards. Now, for those of you who are new to the card hobby, what do I mean by licensed cards? Well, if any of you newer folks have collected, say, bought a pack of Panini baseball cards, you probably noticed that on the card, there's never any team logos, including on their clothing. You can't see anything. Of course, the reason being that it's not a licensed card. Topps has the MLB license. So that's what it means to produce licensed or unlicensed cards. Now, Topps and Panini, of course, have the respective license for the major umbrella of sports right now. But in 2026, that will no longer be the case. Fanatics has taken over licensing of all major sports. Okay, so essentially went down like the NFL Players Association left Panini and they signed a 20-year, yes, you heard that correct, a 20-year trading card deal with Fanatics. 20 years, starts in 2026. So what does this mean for us? I'm sure a lot of you are having a range of emotions here and a range of thoughts about what this is all going to mean for us going down the road. And initially, when I was making this video, I was thinking I would just make a video and I would talk about what I thought would happen, the direction I thought this would go. And given that it's so far away, I think it would be, obviously it would just be pure speculation at this point to try to guesstimate what's going to happen in 2026, 5 years from now. But I got to say, I think it's quite clear that we have just a few possibilities based on our historical experiences. So when we think about that, there's a couple things that can happen. I want to talk about a couple different scenarios, some of the good and some of the bad. Some of the good being, I think it would be nice to have kind of all the cards centralized back in one place. We get a lot of, there's division, within every community, every sports card community when it comes to Topps and Panini. This is kind of a small point, but it will shore that up a little bit. If everybody's kind of collecting the same thing, there's only one brand out there, etc., it'll be a little less confusing, a little more recognizable, and there'll be a less barrier of an entry information-wise for new folks. And all of those things are really good for us. What it'll also do is put them in a position. They're no stranger to spending money. Fanatics is a company that traditionally has always been willing to spend a lot of money to try to do big things or get a stronger foothold. So I would not be surprised to see Fanatics kind of go over the top with a lot of their cards and really try to make some special sets. Now, this could mean really expensive cards. We got to think how much money they're spending to acquire all these licenses and especially for how long they're acquiring them. And that doesn't even count player deals, NIL deals, any of that kind of thing. So it's definitely something to think about because they're going to need to be able to show their investors Man, that card, I thought there was a big old scratch on it. They're going to need to be able to show their investors capability of profit. So they're going to have to be able to price their cards or have, products that are going to be able to kind of eat up all that money that they're going to be spending on the licensing. So that makes me a little nervous about the price of cards. But what it does do is reassure me that I think that they're definitely going to take some time to put effort in to making some really quality cards. Now, of course, every set that's come out, Topps and Panini, there's something all of us can kind of say about it, good or bad. So they're not going to be able to please everybody, but I do have high hopes that we're going to get some high quality cards and hopefully just not inundated with sets. So that's one really good aspect I think that could come from this. We could really see kind of a more organized, high quality structured set of cards that come out that could really take the hobby to the next level. And I think that that's kind of the direction that the market sentiment is at in general from a creation standpoint, is really pushing into more of the collection and high-end part of it as opposed to just cheap paper sets like we saw with Flagship. And Flagship and striking signatures were the first things to come to mind, to be honest with you, when I heard about this. When I first heard about this, I was quite worried because if we look back, what happened when Topps stopped making cards? We got, maybe a year notice. Most of y'all didn't even get a year notice. But when we knew Topps was done with cards, what did they do? They inundated the market. They flooded the market. They pushed out, prior to striking signatures, they hadn't done anything like this. And then striking signatures comes out, and they've got autos to 600, et cetera, et cetera. They're trying to use up all their sticker books that they have of autos. Understandably so. From a business aspect, I mean, it's smart business. You're not just going to let your company go under or let your licensing time run out and be sitting on all these stickers and different things and cards that you can no longer legally sell. So it made sense to me that they wanted to create them while they could. But what that tells us is not only are they capable of flooding the market, but that they're willing to do it. That they don't really give a shit. And that kind of rubbed a lot of us the wrong way. I know for me personally, it definitely did. For those of us who supported Topps UFC cards for 10 years and then they did us dirty like that, I wasn't real happy about that. But my point is, again, that it just shows capability and willingness. And we don't know about that from Panini. But what concerns me more than anything with this Fanatics is the possibility of them flooding the market. Topps and Panini both just absolutely flooding the market prior to, especially in the year or two right prior to the end of the licensing. We might get really flooded. I don't think that's any kind of threat for First Prism or Topps cards or anything that already exists. I don't think that this is any kind of threat whatsoever to the current hobby or the current sets that exist. In fact, I think quite the opposite. I think just like we saw before, we're going to see increased value. I think this is going to be a fantastic move, again, for all current sets and collections. I think First Prism, a lot of Topps cards, all these things select, they're going to be massive down the road, considering they're not going to be made anymore. So I really do think a lot of these rainbows and stuff, it'll be interesting to see if they go how they do the rainbows and all that. But I don't think it's a threat to now, but it does concern me for the sets that come out as we get closer to 2026 with them just, again, unleashing all of their stickers, all of their cards. We might get flooded from that like crazy, and that, that's going to destroy value big time, at least for a while, until the saturation can clean up a little bit. Hopefully, we're talking 5 years, so we should, I would assume, have a much bigger UFC card market fan base out there. So we should be able to eat up a lot of it through that. But I do think there's going to be saturation. And then when Fanatics releases their first cards, how are they going to do it? Of course, we have no idea, so this is all just speculation. But if they release, have a plan for 3 sets a year or something like that, okay, it'll be fine. But what we definitely don't want to do is get all the flooding from Panini and then end up getting hit with a bunch from Fanatics as well, and it just becomes kind of, little bit of mayhem. So that's probably the biggest concern I have. Again, I didn't want to give a prediction. I'm just trying to cover a couple scenarios of what I think could happen from this. So anyhow, it's anyone's guess at this point. It's very early on. Obviously, a lot can change between now and then, and I think that a lot will. But I do think that we can safely say this Fanatics deal is going to go down. And honestly, if my overall sentiment about the situation is that I'm quite positive. I think this is a great thing. I think we can clean it up, get down to one set that's pretty recognizable that everybody knows. I keep saying set, brand, and then make a few nice sets and release them. And you can change sets, this or that. You need to have a flagship set. I would like to personally see one paper set or one cheap set to let a lot of people get in, because there's a lot of people, folks, out there who, other than a $20 blaster, that's their only opportunity to get in cards, right? And we've all been there. Maybe you're young or you're just hard on your luck or whatever. But, blasters are kind of the entry for a lot of people. So I would like to see, so that they can participate, one cheap set, maybe something flagship style, hopefully not of that QA, but hopefully something flagship style that lets everybody get in and get a chance who wants one. And then just some dynamite sets. That's what I'd really like to see. I would really like to see one home set, something like Prism that we can all look forward to as the main set with the main hits and the main rookies. And, these people are not new to sports cards, so it's not like they have no idea what they're doing. So the potential really is there for just making a massive move for the market. I think this could go a number of ways, of course. But I don't see it in any way destroying the card market or any of that. If anything, like I said, I think a more organized approach. I think they'll work harder on marketing. They're a lot more into player deals because they don't do just strictly the sports cards. So I think it's a good thing. I think it could be a really good thing. We'll see what happens here. We made it through Topps, of course, and everyone's happy and things are looking up, and we'll make it through Panini as well. Whatever happens, I'm excited. I'm down for the ride. This is my 2 cents on it, folks. I know we didn't get into a super deep dive about it, but again, we're talking 2026. Anything but just some mild speculation at this point, I think, is just foolish. But we will cover this topic as we get closer for sure. And I'll keep you all in the loop best I can and continue to share my thoughts. And I enjoy hearing what you all think about it as well. There's a lot of OGs in the game that browse these videos, and even you new folks, please feel free to leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I like to read them and kind of gauge where we're all at with this. But that's my thoughts, folks. I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think it's exciting news, and more to come on that for sure. But I just wanted to put it out there so you all were aware and just kind of tell you where my head's at in regards to it right now. But that is going to do it, folks. Again, I made a mistake, and the group break was not to be posted last night. It is to be posted tomorrow night, Thursday, and that auction on eBay will end. Pick your fighter on Sunday night, and then join me live Monday night. I'm not sure what day that is. Monday night, the 6th. Monday, September 6th, join me for live H2 3-box group break. And that will be from the auctions that end Sunday. The break is the very next night. And then we will reschedule. I won't make you wait a whole nother week for trivia. I know a bunch of you are chomping at the bit here to get back into trivia. That is going to be coming back. I won't make you wait a week. So we'll do the break on Monday. And then we'll probably do trivia on Tuesday night. But I will let you know before that. That's going to do it, folks. I appreciate you. Hope you can come hang out on Monday. I'll have another video out before then. We got some good fights coming up Saturday. Man, do we have some good fights coming up the rest of this year. I'll tell you what, it's getting so stacked out there. I can't wait. Good time to be a fan, I can tell you that. That's going to do it, folks. I appreciate you so much. Until next time, take care.